Hi, it's Melissa here, and I'm back today with a video for Clique Kits. I'm using the February 2016 kit, and it's called Hot Mess, and it's featuring the Shine collection by Maggie Holmes. So what I wanted to do for this video was really focus on using one of the cut files, which is this heart, and it's a geometric heart, and I also wanted to use the papers and a lot of the embellishments. And so what I decided to do was I have a whole lot of photos left over from the snow biking day that we had last year. I've done some layouts about these, but I had lots of little photos that I'd printed small, and so rather than make a whole lot of individual pages, because the story doesn't need a whole lot of individual pages, I thought I'd make a mini album. So what I did was, this is just an example, but I cut the cover of the mini album out of this pattern, and then show you. Ahead of time I filled it in with pattern papers and the speciality vellum that you get in the kit, and so I glued all little bits down, and then I just cut another one of these hearts and put it over the back. And then what I did was I cut a whole lot of the hearts without the holes. So they're all the same size. I just did that on my silhouette. I've embellished this one already because I couldn't help myself. So I've even cut, sorry, I need to show you. I've even cut the acetate. You just need to turn your blade settings up. And the pattern papers. So I just went through and picked complementary pattern papers that would go. And then I'm just aware that I like to have my mini albums out where they can be seen, and I love the look of them stacked up. So I cut the back page on a piece of craft, and that way it's not white and prone to getting dirty. You know what I mean, just from being out, wear and tear. My kids love to look at my albums, so yeah. I'm going to use a ring closure or binding, and I'm thinking I'm going to have it about there. So I'll put you on to fast forward now, and my aim with this album is to keep it very simple. So probably the only pages that won't be really simple are the ones that are plain, that don't have pattern paper. So ahead of time I have put a white border on my photos just with cardstock. I like that look. I've been doing it for a while and I'm still loving it, so I'll be keeping that going. And yeah, if you just keep watching, you'll see how the album progresses, so I hope you enjoy. My first step was to put a title onto the album, and also I needed to work out how to attach the acetate remember word, because I don't have a Xyron and I didn't want to use any liquid adhesive or double-sided tape or anything like that. I wanted to staple it on. So I just marked behind on the other side where the photo was going to go, so that when I put the staple down I made sure that the staples were going in a position that was within that little rectangle. Didn't work out that well, but we'll get to that soon. And I wanted to keep the embellishment for the cover really, really simple. I did look at the thickers that came with the kit, but they were too bulky and too big, and I really wanted to see a lot of the background work that I'd done behind the cut file. So I just chose a star and the word today. So far the title reads Remember Today. Next I moved to the other side, so the back of that title page. And as I said earlier, I just cut a plain white piece of cardstock and glued it down to cover up all the little bits of paper that I glued down. So because it's plain white and the rest of the album, with the exception of the back cover, is craft and the other pages are all pattern paper, I needed something to provide a really, really thin border around my photo, just to provide some separation, a pop of colour, and also it lets the white border around the photo show. So I had a bit of trouble here. I tried to push the staples down just to not have them pop up so much, and then I realised that because the photo is so large in comparison to the width, and with a heart, I'm a bit limited because of the way that the heart goes in down to the bottom. So I decided to put half, or to make half of the heart pattern paper, and I had chose this lovely black and white stripe. So I just put some double-sided tape down the middle, and the bits I cut off I don't want to waste, so I put them in the middle. And I also added some liquid adhesive, so Tombow Monomoto, which you can also purchase in the Clique Kits store. And I didn't want to use too much double-sided tape on this whole album because I'm just going through it so quickly at the moment. So I used double-sided tape to anchor the centre part and the liquid adhesive for around the edge of the heart. So I'm loving how that's looking now. It's a lot better than it was before. It was quite stark. And I'm just trimming off a little bit more off two of the sides where I've left too much of the pink paper. And I also need to do that just to trim it down. So in order to stick all my photos down, I'm using double-sided tape on two of the sides and then Tombow on the other two. So that, I think, is the only page where I show you how I stick the photo down. The rest of it I've cut out because this video is already quite long. And so now I'm wanting to do some simple embellishment. So I've looked at the 6x6 piece of paper that has the cut parts on it, and I've chosen a little piece of chipboard. And I found with this chipboard, and I found it with crepe paper before, is it's hard to get the smaller pieces out of it because it's so thick, and often it's pulling away from the adhesive. But I don't mind that because then I can add my own liquid glue and it ensures that it sticks forever. So moving on to the next page, and it's a photo of Brielle and I, and she didn't go on the motorbike. It was a really freezing cold day. It was, I think, the first snow day that we had last year, and so I brought her outside quickly for a photo, and then she went back inside, and you'll see the photo of her inside later on in the album. So I have this little XO tag, and I've popped it up on some Stampin' Up! Dimensional, and I have this heart. It's a heart that comes from the exclusive cut file that's a banner, and the hearts are like the positive space, I guess, and they're really an extra little bonus that you get with the cut file because they fill in the gap and they're removed. All that, I'm sure you'll get what I mean if you have a look at the cut file. So I had some left over, and I had the hot pink Heidi Swap Colour Shine is the one that I got, so I just misted a couple of them, and I was meant to use them on the first layout that I made, but I didn't, so it was great to use both of them up in this album. So I glued that little flower down as well, and I like the way it's hanging off the edge. And I'm moving on to the next page. And I hadn't planned this, but this photo is quite large as well, and I was having trouble getting it on the page, but luckily because that little bit of flower is hanging over the edge, it enables the bottom right corner of my photo to hang over as well. So now I'm using a piece of ephemera, or two pieces of ephemera, and I've stapled the acetate word love onto that pink card with a butterfly on it. And now I'm adding some dimensional adhesive just to pop it up. I'm wanting to add a little bit of dimension to this album because it is, I think, only 8 pages to it. So I didn't want it to be too flat. So now I'm adding another die cut leaf, and what I will say about the ephemera is it's very, very hoardable. I look at it and I almost don't want to use it in case I need it for something else, but I've got to tell myself that I want to kill this kit and I want to use things if they look good, and I don't want to get into a situation of hoarding because then I'm just adding to what I already have. So I've added a tiny little gold and white heart sticker. It's a circle with a heart on it. I've put that directly on the photo. Doesn't show up too well. The colours, I think it's because we've had some really wet and overcast days, and the light is a bit strange at the moment. It has been like autumn the last week, which is strange for us here, but Alpine Resort means the weather changes at any time, so we just roll with it. This is a page with Azaria, and I have scrapped a similar photo to this one before. I think it's the same photo but larger. And so, because I've got black and white paper, I wanted to add a little bit more to it and to really make her pink ski suit pop. So I've added a doily. It's a tiny little doily, and I'm just gluing my photo down. And I did play around with including that flower, but it didn't look quite right, and you'll see that soon. So I've got this little, I think it's XOX or OXO, I think it's XOX, sorry about that, yeah, OXO, Hug, Kiss, Hug, and it's black and I like it, and it looks perfect at the bottom of the photo, and a little sticker ticket, and then I thought what better opportunity than to use a bow. So you would have seen there I had to pull the sticker adhesive off the back of that because it had come away when I pulled it off. But like I said, I don't mind. At least I know with Tombow it's not going anywhere. Yeah, these stickers are also very hoardable. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to have to really encourage myself to use all of this up. So I've added a sticker flower, and now I'm adding a tiny little glittered gold heart. And I love that Maggie Holmes has had gold in each of her collections. And that is a little sticker that says beautiful. So this is a selfie that kind of went wrong. It's meant to be the three of us, but we cut Brielle's face off. But anyway, still cute. She's smiling. You can see her there. So I wanted to use one of these tags that I'd pulled out, and I did think about using the heart. I think it says I love you, but in the end I went with the dark craft tag. I think it also says I love you, and once again a combination of double-sided tape and liquid adhesive. And committing to gluing it down. And I'm threading all my tags with some Stampin' Up! Thin baker's twine. I've added a little sticker with a couple of lines on it for journaling. And I'm looking at wood veneer, but I didn't use any wood veneer on this layout. Oh, sorry, this mini album. I did try, but it didn't really, I don't know what it was. I think I wanted to paint it gold, and because I was aware that I was filming this and that it was going to take me a while anyway, because it's essentially 8 little pages, I decided not to use the wood veneer, and I didn't want to have it raw, so I'll save it for another project. Here I'm using a little piece from the 6x6 cut apart, and I'm just gluing it down. And I did consider using some stickers, but I've gone with the other little colour shine heart that I made. And that's that page done. This one is a photo of Brielle, and I thought it was important to take a photo of what she was doing while we were playing on the motorbike, and that was keeping warm inside with Grandma. She was still probably between 12 and 14 months at this stage, still really a baby. So I just added the darling sticker, and I'll come back in later with my journaling. For this photo, it's of me and I'm towing Azaria, and Sean took some of these photos to make sure that I got captured on the day. And so I've taken that tag and cut the part that I'm not using off, and I'll use it as a layering piece on another project. And I'm using the big love sticker and adding some twine to my tag. Did consider using that flower again, but once again I couldn't make it work. So now we are moving on to the final page, and it's just the craft backing sheet. And I like that the craft cardstock is thicker as well. And I also got that from the Clique Kits shop. So if you're short on white or craft cardstock, do head on over there and add some with your kit. And anything you buy from the store, you can have shipped with your kit as well, and of course that includes add-ons. Now I'm adding these triangle stickers, and they will move to the other side. They didn't look right to me, and you'll see in a sec.
why I moved them. And I don't mind that that's craft on craft with a proper colour. I think it looks quite good. So I've added a tiny little sticker that says I love us, and now I'm moving them over to the other side. And I actually prefer them all lined up, pointing down. And so my final step was to add this exclusive flare badge, the glue dot and some Tombow Mono Motto.
Hi again, I'm back and I have completed my album. So the last that you saw me, which I've just shown you now, putting it together, was the embellishment. So now I've gone through and I have punched a hole and put the ring in, just a normal ring that we use for mini albums. And I tied some of the ribbon, zebra print ribbon, that's an add-on to the kit, and you can pick that up in the Clique Kits store. So I just looped it through like I do with on a tag. I did tie it in a bow, but it was a bit much. And this is my album. So it's little and chunky, just the way I like it. I need to put the date on it, but I can't remember the exact date that this day happened, so I need to look back and find that. So I will put that on here, probably on the front, and I'll take you through it. So there is the first page, and I did my journaling on a label sticker from the sticker sheet. I've added some chipboard and 3 other stickers from the sticker sheet. You would have saw that I covered half of this in the stripe paper just to cover up the staple that was under there. I've kept my embellishment pretty simple and my journaling to a real minimum. Now, this one I cut out the love off the 6x6, as you saw, and I had to cover up some journaling that I'd done here because I had thought that this would end up on the other side and it would be flipped over, so there was going to be a hole right through it. So I just put love snow and added the journaling down here. I like it that bits and pieces are popping off the page. This one, the hole that I punched does go through the journaling, but it doesn't bother me. I mean, you can still read it. I really like how this one's turned out. And my acetate piece. This beautiful one of Azaria. And so I haven't put too much. There's a separate scrapbook page for this layout, and if you look back, it's in my Let's Get Sketchy playlist. You'll find it there. And here's this one. This was actually a selfie that we took that backfired, and it was meant to be the 3 of us, but we kind of cut real off. So it's cute though. I like it. Here's this one. Kept this one really simple. Just a little bit of journaling about how it was too cold for her to be outside, and so she was inside with Grandma. And I used the big love sticker, as you would have seen. I just added my journaling here, and that's actually me riding the bike and towing Azaria. And the final page, and it was good to use up one of those flare buttons. Okay, so I'm back again, and I just wanted to show you how I absolutely finished the album this time. I remembered that I had these from the Clique into December kit, which was our exclusive kit, and Azaria is going to say hello quickly.
Hi.
Would you like to say anything else? Whatever you like. So I got 2015 off here, and the Snow Day is an exclusive printable from the kit. And then I put the Let It Snow on there to cover up the mistake I'd made with snow. And then, what else did I add? Another Let It Snow printable. And I think I added one more. Baby, It's Cold Outside, and Bundle Up. So both of those were perfect for the photos. Because she's a baby, that one, in case you don't get what I mean. So that is my album completed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.